My baby looking too good, yeah, she perfect. No, she worth it. When she pull up, all them man, them flirting. And yeah, she know that she a dime. Call up on my line, told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Girl, sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you, no time for chit-chat.
Yo, what's really good, though? It's your girl, YezziYezzir. You are locked in for another episode of Hey Sis. Don't know exactly when this episode is going to drop, but if it is in a new year, I want to say Happy New Year. I hope you had a great Christmas, but I would have spoken to you over the Christmas period already. And what do we say, man? Are we ready for the new year? Are we prepared? None of us saw it coming. I'm joking. I kid, I joke. We got to do all the professional stuff before we get into it. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's been supporting the Hey Sis journey, man. It's not an easy one when you have a platform that you're making from the ground up, you know, and you just want to come across as authentic as possible, being yourself unapologetically through the good, the bad, and the ugly. You've seen the viral moments online, so you already know what I'm talking about. So I want to thank you for that one. We are still on the course of hitting some of these milestones. You're wondering what they are? I'll tell you. The first one is we're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. We're currently around the 750 odd mark. We're not far away. We can do it. It's not too big. Because you know what's better than 700 odd? 1,000, of course. Our other milestone that we're trying to hit is Instagram. We are around about, again, like 7,300 something last time I checked. Pretty good, but the goal is to get to 10,000. And for my personal self, you girls on TikTok, all right? I'm going to put my TikTok around here somewhere. YezziYezzir on TikTok. I'm trying to get to 10K. Can't be too much for us. And I'm around about the 7,000 odd mark. I don't know what's going on. Lucky sevens across the board and we are not complaining. But before we get into it, make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Don't be stingy with the actual video that's going on right now, which is on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube and then all of a sudden you got to go for a drive or go out somewhere and you're thinking, damn, I really wish there was an audio. Well, look no further because we are exclusively on Spotify at Hey Sis UK. You can listen to it. You can follow it so you never miss out on an episode. All the notification aspects you need to do on that platform, you can go ahead and do it. So yeah, New Year's Eve, man. New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and New Year. Now, in the previous video, I was talking about the fact that you have to be protective of your peace when it comes to navigating through the holiday season. You need to be picky with where you spend Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. Now, these are two pivotal moments as to how you want to set pace into the next chapter of your life. So you have to put some people in Boxing Day. I said it. Some people got to get visited on New Year's Day. Some people visited on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve. You can't please everybody and got to spread it across the board because at the end of the day, the only person you're going to run ragged is yourself. You know when you actually run yourself ragged? Oh, not the foot. I never thought that would come out in the footage. But no, what I was trying to say is that when you burn out, the only person that loses out when you burn out is yourself. If you burn out at work, they will find someone to replace you. They will hire someone within the week. If you burn out in your family, people move on. People can love you. Don't get me wrong. People can love you up. But if you push yourself to a point where you're trying to please everybody and you run yourself ragged, no matter what, people will move on. They will find a way to do these things. The things that you thought people just couldn't operate doing without your help, magically, everyone's independent now. So I say this confidently, be selfish when it comes to yourself. Because when you're selfish when it comes to yourself, everyone else benefits. If you look after your health, the people that want you around for a long time, get you around for a long time. If you look after your mental well-being, everyone you interact with would say, wow, you're such a pleasant person to be with. This is someone that I like being around. But if every day your social battery's on 1%, then 6-7 days out of a week, your social battery's on 1%. Maybe the people you're socializing with are draining you. That's a sign that you might want to back it on up so your social battery isn't always on a low. Which brings me to my point of a new year, man. Obviously, this is the time in the year where you feel like you need to make New Year's resolutions. We all do that. We feel like we need to be a bit more organized when we do it. January is about the season where the sharks come out. And when I mean sharks, I mean the people that own gyms, yes, the ones that will make you guilty for all the fun that you had from November, particularly December, and say to you, hey, we know you're not your tip-top self, so we're going to give you a discounted membership that we're only going to just bring back up in February. But for now, you want to jump on this deal. So yeah, you're going to find yourself in a spin class that you never thought you'd be in. And you feel better mentally, physically. I'm all for fitness, though. Don't get me wrong. I'm not here to be like, oh yeah, the gyms are nowhere you want to be found. But I think if we go beyond the gym, there are other things that I feel like we should be improving on, or things that we should just be okay with. In 2024, I want us to leave indirects at home. I want us to leave indirects or indirecting people in 2023. In 2024, is it okay to tell people how we really feel? Just to say it with chest. Because sometimes you know something's about you and you want to tell someone, just say it with chest. If it's about me, say it with chest. But why should I have to tell you to say what we both know what you're talking about with chest? Say it from the jump if you feel a certain way, especially in the group chats. Now, without saying too much, I like to give you a little insight into my life. If you know certain aspects and you want to put pieces to the puzzle, that's your business, not mine. Because I didn't say enough for me to be, held accountable. In 2024, I want to be able to leave group chats without having to explain myself. Am I the villain? Hear me out. Let me land. Am I the villain if I've been put into a group chat I never asked to be in, and then I leave without explaining why I left? Is that toxic? I'm in a group chat at the moment, yeah. I'm not being spoken to. There's nothing that really is very far and few that something concerns me within this group chat, but this group chat is popping off. Every single notification you can imagine. If I'm not muting it, I'm archiving it. I'm this close to locking it. I just found out about the lock aspect on WhatsApp and I might just have to use it. Because if I'm in a group chat and two people within the group chat are talking to each other constantly, it makes me think, now call me crazy, why don't you have a direct conversation between each other? Do you need an audience for this conversation? Can I leave said group chat without whispers or people asking me in person, oh my God, you left the group chat. Is everything okay? Oh no, everything's okay with me. I'm fine. I'm so fine. That's why I left the group chat, because it's okay if your group chat that you're in, if it served a purpose at some point and it no longer serves a purpose, then feel free to leave. But you know who started all this issue with group chats? I blame WhatsApp. Because why does WhatsApp feel the need to announce when you've left the group chat? Is there an option to leave the group chat silently? Because I feel awkward, and maybe it's because of the British in me and I'm just disgustingly polite. But I actually want to leave without people knowing I've left. And then if you just so happen to realize I've left, then cool, that's a conversation for another day. The day you've realized I've left, of course. But if you never end up knowing I left, then everyone's cool. We're all blissful in this type of ignorance where we feel like we've created this group chat and it's serving a purpose and everyone's happy. I don't mind you thinking I'm happy with the group chat. But as soon as I've left it, there you go. You start having elephants in the room that no one asked for. I'm going to need to take a sip of my tea. That's what I should have told you as well. I hope you sat down. I can't imagine you standing up unless you're cleaning the house or something. Maybe it's a Sunday. Sunday's a good day for me to spruce up the house, but get yourself a cuppa. I got a family friend of mine. Shout out to her. She probably wouldn't want me saying her name on blast, but she came to the house and I said to her, hey, you want a cuppa? She looked at me like I was an absolute alien. She's like, cuppa? I was like, yeah, you want a cuppa? I said, yeah, a cuppa, a cup of tea. Sometimes I forget you can't just be dropping lingo like that for people that aren't from where you're from. That's kindness. If you come to someone's house in England and they don't offer you a cup of tea, do they even like you? Because the bar is low to be offered a cup of tea. So if you actually come to a British person's house and they don't offer you a cup of tea, you're pretty much hated. I just want to put that out there. And if you're thinking back in your memory, like, I really did go to the house and he didn't offer me a cup of tea. I hate to be the one to tell you, but they're not your friend. I wouldn't go back there again. Like even the police get offered a cup of tea. Builders. servicemen. But that's kindness though. Like you would offer them a cup of tea if they're working on something in your house from morning to night. You'd offer them, and this is bog standard. Bog standard for even a stranger off the street, yeah. Cup of tea, biscuits. I'm not saying it's got to be the fancy kind that you bring out on special occasions or Christmas, but some rich tea biscuits and a cup of tea. If you're not offering that, then boy, the cost of living crisis is hitting us. There's a few things I've actually realised about the cost of living crisis, man. So for me, if you're going to keep hammering something in the news like, oh, cost of living crisis, recession, bills are going up, and trust me, I'm feeling it. We're all feeling it, okay? It doesn't really help us, though, when the same news outlets will then show everybody in Oxford Circus shopping before Christmas, on Christmas Day, Boxing Day. Like, we got to at least play up and look pitiful to the government, okay? If we're saying we're suffering and the bills are high, let's really hit them where it hurts. Let's go to consumerism. Let's go into the shopping aspect of things, yeah? If the streets were empty when it came to Boxing Day, yeah, then at least the government could be like, oh, you know what? I think it really is affecting people, you know? Maybe we should do something to help and stop pushing this whole cost of living crisis thing and just upping it at our own whim. But when the government is hiking all these bills at their own whim, and yes, I said it, at their own whim, and we're complaining that the bills are going up, and yet we're there, practically knocking down the doors on Boxing Day, who are we really helping? Are we helping ourselves, yes or no? Because I'm the type of person, yeah, if you want to hike up my enjoyment in one aspect financially, I'm going to make sure you feel it in another financial aspect. So, okay, government, you want to stop this for me? Okay, I'm not going to use this that I know affects you directly. So then when they start to see, okay, instead of us benefiting, we're actually at a loss in other areas, then we would hope, fingers crossed, that they would use their common sense. But hey, it's hard. How can I say this? I'm going to say it how it is. It's, hey sis, yeah. It's hard to hear people complain about a situation. And if you complain about a situation and you do nothing to fix your situation, I don't want to hear PIM. I don't want to hear PIM. Maybe I'm selfish. Friend, relationship, work, whatever. If you keep complaining, yeah, and the next time you come to me about the same topic and you haven't said, yo, this is how I want to strategize myself to navigate through the situation or help myself out of it, and you just keep complaining, you become white noise to me. I'm so sorry. I'm just like, okay. I swear. Okay. Yeah, I hear you. You know when you hear I hear you? Those who know. I hear you, but I don't hear you. You get? All I'm saying is this, yeah. I'm not saying it's perfect when you're trying to sort things out in life. Things take time. Shit. There's been a few situations that I've been in myself, yeah, that I've complained about. But every time I've complained, it might have been the same issue, but it's evolved. You got to tackle different issues in different ways, especially if they evolve. If they start shape-shifting, then we got to have a discussion about, okay, how do I navigate it in this way, in this manner, without messing up everything that I got going on? It's a new year and I want to get better, yeah. In 2023, I let people bring me out of my character. And when I say character, it's not like I'm holding up some kind of mask where, oh, this isn't the real me. But there's a certain way I want to carry myself. Cool. Operative word, carry. There's a way I want to carry myself when I go out and about in this world full of efferys. But people like to go out of their way to bring me out of my character. And I've let them win a couple times. There's a couple emails I should have sent, texts that I look back on and I go, ooh. And things that I've said that, no, everything I said, I meant it. But I promised myself this year that I'm not going to let people bring me out of my character. I'm not going to act up, but I'm going to act accordingly. And that's the energy that I want to bring to the new year. I don't want to act up towards people, but I want to act accordingly in the way in which they deserve for me to act. So if you want to act oblivious, me too, I can act oblivious. If you want to act like you didn't know what you did, me too, I want to act like I didn't know what I did. Because it frustrated me a couple months back here when a friend told me, play the game. And I realized in life, as long as, I don't know, you don't own a country or whatever, there's going to be different aspects where you have to play a game. You're playing a game throughout. In your own home is the only place that you won't have to feel like you need to play a game and be 10 steps ahead, because everyone there loves you genuinely and wholeheartedly in your own home. Once you step out your front door, please expect to play the game in every aspect. Even if you're on the train and the situation breaks out, play the game. At work, play the game. In your relationship that's not a marriage, play the game. Friendship, play the game. There's some things that you can't just be 100 all the time. Sometimes you have to take a breather. Trust and believe there have been some messages that I've written on WhatsApp here and I've just done backspace. You look mad. Because there's people that get a kick in this world in making you look mad. There are people that know exactly what they did to you, yeah? And I'm going to have to set up for this one. I'm always slouching because the seat's so comfortable. There are people in this world, yeah, they know exactly what they did to you. They even preconceived how you were going to react based on what they were doing. Trust me, there's a lot of smart people out here, calculating, vicious people. They know exactly what they did to you and they want to make sure that you look like the mad one. So by the time everything blows up, they look good. I've clocked this now more than ever, and I vow to myself, yeah, that when I know you're trying to make me look mad, I'm going to be so calm. And I used to be that person, yeah. You know Michelle Obama's speech when she's like, oh my God, when they go high, no, when they go low, we go high. And I thought to myself, nah, man, when they go low, we go lower. And there's aspects of the low thing, and we'll get to that later on. But I get it. When they go low, there's a different type of they. And if you know, you know. When they go low, we have to go high. And that high doesn't mean turning the other cheek high. That means I'm going to have to navigate this cleaner to get what I want done. So you have to get clean to get dirty. You get. I'm spitballing here. I'm on a roll. Just watch me. So instead of doing things like, oh my God, that's racist. Don't say that's racist. Pick out all the aspects without mentioning racism, but may allude to racism. But pick out the aspects when you take race out the equation if you want justice to be done. Use the legal system. You don't have to have a degree in law. You don't have to have worked in a law firm. You don't have to be a qualified solicitor, barrister, paralegal, Queen's Counsel, magistrate. Google will be your best friend. I'll never forget when it came to doing homework and my mum said, what's the point of your dad buying all this bloody network, data, broadband, everything you can imagine if you kids never use it? Well, let the new year enable you to bring the words together that you need for your Google search that will bring you peace. Can the church say amen? Okay? You see Google, yeah? Shout out to the people that created Google. I think it's Americans. I can't remember. When you want something done, you go on Google. You find out how to do it in the clean way. Because the dirty way, and I'm speaking coded right now, and if you don't understand the code, then it's not for you, boo. When you want to do things in a dirty way, the results can backfire, or they will catch up with you one way or the other. If you do things the clean way, things get done properly and you come out on top. So remember that the next time you want to get something done. Trust me, both ways have been used. Doing things the dirty way is quick. You get that immediate gratification. You're like, this is great. This is exactly what I needed, especially when you're in the height of anger. Oof. That emotion called anger, it feels invigorating sometimes. It makes you feel like you're alive. It makes you feel like you just unleashed everything. But you see, anger is like drinking cheap wine. You're drinking it, and you feel like this is cool until you get a headache. And no one likes cheap wine headache. Anger and in thought. When you're in thought and you process things, you're able to do things in a clean way. When it's clean, it's efficient. When it's efficient, it gives you long-term results. We are way ahead of ourselves for us to be doing short-term results. We're too old for that. Moving forward, I want long-term results in everything I do. I'm so sorry. I'm not going to do things in a quick way because the way it ends up, mash up. In how your life ends up. You want to be at a point in your life when you wake up, you look forward to your day. You know, when I knew things were getting better for me in my life, and I'm not saying this in a braggadocious way, I'm really not, but I'm just saying this straight to you, yeah. I knew things were getting better in my life when it was Sunday and I wasn't dreading the next day. And you know that feeling where it's Sunday and you think like, oh my God, my weekend's gone already. I'm going back to this version of my life, which is my reality, and I can't stand it. And it's so insufferable, but I have to just get through it from Monday to Friday. And then I at least get 2 days to enjoy what I have created as my whole happiness, I guess. Until you're at a point in your life where Sunday is not a dreadful reminder of what you're facing tomorrow, I suggest you keep working. And I don't mean that in a way of like, being insensitive. You know, when certain people, I won't mention their name, but you know who I'm talking about, when they were like, oh, get up your ass and work. I'm not telling you to work harder. I'm just saying that wherever you need to tweak in your life for your reality, we get a short window. Life can feel like, oh yeah, I've got so many years ahead of me. And I'm not here to remind you, oh my God, you got 5 years to live. No, I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that minor tweaks can make a big difference to how you want to go about in your life. You might get a phone call. I would like to think that I'm at a point in my life that when my phone rings, no matter who it is, I'm happy to pick up their call. If you got someone calling your phone and you're doing when they call, I don't think you need that person in your life anymore. I had a moment like that. I had an ex-friend. Whenever they called and their phone popped, their name, yeah. Let me wheel it back for you. I had an ex-friend, okay? They're not in my life anymore. And whenever their name at some point popped up on their phone, on my phone, that is, I don't know what's going on with me. Let me take a cup of tea. I haven't had coffee in, because it's the Christmas break, I said I'll take a break off of it. When it comes to coffee, that is. Don't know if this peppermint tea is caffeinated, but we'll see. Anyway, so like I was saying, you have to make minor adjustments in your life for you to like your reality. It doesn't have to be, oh, I need to move to another country and completely change careers. No. I just mean minor ones to make your time in your life more pleasurable. I had an ex-friend at the time, and whenever she called my phone, it got to a point in our relationship that I would just be like, I'm scoffing. I'm rolling my eyes. And that was one of the indicators for me that this friendship had lapsed. It had run its course. So it was up to me to say or do the things that needed to be done to sever the friendship. And I was better for it because now I'm at a point in my life that whenever my phone rings, no matter who it is, I'm happy. Because these are people that I chose to be in my life, and that's my choice. A lot of people like to act like, well, I can't help this and I can't help that, and you know what? How am I going to navigate this? I think we need to be okay with not having to explain ourselves when it comes to who we want in our lives. Everyone's been cut off at some point. Everyone's cut somebody off at some point. It's not malicious. Sometimes you just have to serve yourself first before you serve anybody else. And in order for you to even serve anybody that you choose to serve in your life, you have to serve yourself first unapologetically. So yeah, sometimes you need to block. It's not every day send essay as to why I need to end this relationship. I'm so sorry. Everyone talks about this thing, closure. I need closure. Okay, what do you need closure for? You break up with somebody that already, prior to you finally breaking up with them, you knew you didn't want to be in a relationship anymore. Then you spend some time apart and then you contact them again to get closure, sometimes in person. Don't you know some people are crazy in this world? But no, you want in-person closure. Cool. You sit down and you discuss the reasons as to why this relationship didn't work. You want the peace of mind of knowing what? That you made the right decision. That they're happy with your decision. I don't know what it is. This closure seems like a discussion where you guys want to come to a mutual agreement. If I'm done, why do I need closure? If you have received my message as to why I'm done with you, why do you need closure? Why do you need me to certify why I'm leaving you? Have I not explained already? I'm so sorry, but if anyone asks you for closure this year or before the end of the year in regards to your relationship status with them, block them. Peace of mind is free if you allow it to. It doesn't have a price on it. You put a price on it. Peace of mind doesn't have a price on it. It's just a series of decisions you make in your life, but it's decisions you have to make. It's not everything that you're going to get pushed into making. Sometimes you have to come to that realization by yourself. Dare I say it? I think people get afraid with the word independent thinking. You see those two words right there? To some people, it's harrowing because it's you that's going to be accountable for your decisions, whether you blame yourself or hell yourself up for any decision you've made. But independent thinking pushes you into places that you're afraid to navigate through. But we all have to come to that point in our life. There's no age limit on it, whether you're too old or too young. There's a series of decisions you're going to make. Even in school, the crowd that you choose to follow, you have to come to the independent thought of, oh, is this going to benefit me in the long run? I'm talking as young as GCSE levels, because I know what it is to see people follow the lead of somebody at a GCSE stage and see where that ends up, because every situation you get in is not always reversible. Some things do go on your record. Some things do change the course of who you are as a person forever. Okay, there's certain scars, and some of the scars that hurt the most are the invisible ones. So please, for your own sake and your own mental, be very cautious how you live life. I'm not saying that you shouldn't be free with it and be happy and sometimes go with the flow. But some things do alter you forever. So just keep that in mind. This is my tea break. Got a bit deep there. But yeah, man. I hope you do take these things into thought. And when it comes to the new year, I hope you're looking forward to it. A lot of people will be like, oh my gosh, 2023 was my worst year. But if you keep thinking that, you might unintentionally bring that kind of mindset into 2024. I don't want to hear any of the people around me say that 2024 was their worst year, because I would like to think that when you're friends, you influence one another. So if I'm coming to you negativity all the time, then what am I pouring into you? Poison, essentially. Like, let's be very real. So I want to come to you saying, yo, we're going to conquer 2024. 2024 is ours. Like, whatever we want, nothing's too big for us. That's what I would like to think. And if we do have negative moments, yeah, but I want therapeutic moments with my friends. As in, like, I talk about something I'm concerned about and we pour into each other, we lift each other up. We have, dare I say it, solutions to move forward. Hey, I see you looking. You looking, you haven't even liked, subscribed, followed, or dropped a comment. You're stingy. I'm going to give you some time while I have a little tea break to do all of that. Can you imagine? Let's get back to the episode. I'm at a point in my life where I'm thankful to have friends who understand what I'm like. I'm not saying I'm a terrible friend, but I'm saying that with each friend, you need to understand their character traits, yeah? We've just hit the Christmas season. There's New Year's Eve, New Year's Day, and all that stuff. If I didn't send you Merry Christmas, if I didn't say Happy New Year, I would hope to think, I still got love for you. I would hope. I would hate for you to think, oh my God, our friendship's not the same. Even if I sent it last year, if I didn't send it this year, please give me grace. You need a little ounce of grace in friendships to just keep it going. Otherwise, people be cutting people off left, right, and center, and we don't have time for that. You got to have at least a friend in this world, please, besides some family. You need somewhere to have a break from your family and vice versa. I hope that adds up. I remember being a kid, yeah, and you had time. Imagine you actually had time in primary school to write about 30 plus Christmas cards for all the kids in your class, plus teachers, your favourite teachers. You're writing them cards as well. You're buying them. You're even putting it in their trays from early. This year, I don't have the time to write one card. And it's not like it doesn't cross my mind. In my head, I'm like, oh, it'd be nice to write this person a card. Yeah, that would be good. That would be a lovely touch to the festive period. I even bought cards. Ask me if I wrote inside them. Honestly, certain things is just an age or a time in your life. I'm thinking about how I'm trying to navigate throughout the first quarter of the year. I don't think I have time to write 30 Christmas cards for different people. Sometimes you have a little bit of a special message in some of them for some people. Is that when it was your birthday? Back in school, you had time to pack with your mum different goodie bags for everyone. I'm lucky, I'm not going to lie. My birthday was always in August. So I was never the goodie bag kid. But there were some kids, because their birthdays during the school term, they are doing goodie bags for everybody. Slices of cake, sweets, everything. And sometimes they still invited everybody to the actual party at their home. But there were some people, some parents, that are very, I don't know what it is, yeah. But in primary school, when you look back on it, you can kind of tell who the good parents were, like the nice parents, and who the evil parents were. We get it. Not everybody can come to the house for the party. But there were a couple birthday parties that I was at, yeah, that I noticed some people weren't. And I thought, oh, this is awkward. And then sometimes, this is what I think is ethics. This is what we call courtesy, yeah? This is primary school birthday ethics, yeah? Etiquette, for lack of a better word. I think that's the best word, to be honest with you. So for me, primary school classroom birthday etiquette is you do the goodie bags for everyone in the class, but not everyone would get an invite to the birthday party at the house. It's your personal space. You deserve to do that. But I can't believe, and I've heard some stories here, never experienced this, but I probably would have been in my villain era quite early in my life if that happened to me, yeah. But apparently there's some parents that they don't pack a goodie bag for every kid in the class. They will specifically do a goodie bag for the people that their child likes. Ooh, I'm sorry, but I can't be that type of parent. I'm the parent that I would rather pack a goodie bag for everybody. And don't hit me with the cost of this crisis, whatever, because back then, Poundland was still Poundland. You could get some sweets and whatever, put it in a goodie bag. It wouldn't have cost you more than £30. Pound per head for each child. And I thought to myself, primary school politics is a real thing, you know. I heard some parents were fighting, sending bribes to have their kids play certain roles in the school nativities. I don't think I could be that parent, you know. I don't think the school nativity would ever be that deep for me. If you are wise man number 4, yes, I said 4. Even if you are the wise man number 4, I'll be happy for you. I and everyone else that comes to watch the child will be rooting for you. But some parents can't stand it. Don't get me wrong. It's like, if you are pushing for your child to do well in school, I get it. Like, push them to do well in the SATs, if that's still a thing. Exams, yeah? I don't know about trying to climb the social ladder in primary school. It's a bit deep, you know. These are the kids that turn into the villains and the bullies in secondary school. And I'm starting to think this is learned behaviour. Hear me out. I feel like there's certain kids here in primary school whose parents have already dreamed who they're going to be as a person. And they find themselves trying to live up to that image. So much so that they're ready to do a whole takedown in primary school. You still very much wear school uniforms. One in the normal season, one in the summer seasons. And you're here trying to do a takeover. It's just a playground. It's never that deep. It's never that deep. That's why I'm so happy here. And I'm not trying to criticize any generation. But for me personally, for me and my childhood, I'm so glad that I had a childhood. I'm so glad that I didn't worry about relationships and how I looked online and all these little things. It was a thing where if we said we're going cinema, we're really going cinema. We didn't care about taking footage of our experience at the cinema. We might do a few videos and pics here and there, but our intention was actually to go to the cinema and enjoy ourselves. When we were going about our day, or what a full look to us in secondary was, it was literally just wearing lip gloss. Like, that's why I'm just so happy. I'm so peaceful in the blissful moments of knowing that, okay, my childhood really was knocking for your friends, calling the house phone, asking, "Hi, Mr. Brown, can I speak to so and so?" And then they just give them the phone. Are we too old to just pull up at our friend's house? And I'm not saying the friends you're not close with. I'm saying the friends you're proper close with, yeah. Are we too old to just pull up like how we used to as kids? Like, oh yeah, I'm in your area, or just knocking on the door and just come through. Like, is that really rude? Because it depends on the friend, isn't it? And where they are in their life. Like, if they have a family and stuff, I get it. You can't just be walking up in there. But if your friend doesn't have all that going on and they seem pretty easygoing and they have the same type of personality as you, is that really a friendship faux pas? Because my friend the other day, I was talking about how, adulting is so hard. You got to, book things weeks in advance. And even when you get to that day, you end up cancelling. And we've all kind of used this excuses. Oh, that's just adulting, life be lifing. What if it doesn't have to be like that? And she said that to me and I was like, what do you mean? Like, I have been cruising on the excuse of adulting and life be lifing for the past couple of years. I've never thought of a life outside of that. And she was like, but why can't you just call your friend today and meet them tomorrow? And I was almost like, short notice? Almost kind of spontaneous? I was clutching my imaginary pearls. I was like, is that a thing? And then when I look back on it, I'm like, no, wait, hold on. Our parents' generation, and I'm specifically speaking from the continent of Africa, specifically Nigeria, I don't really remember our parents having to call, and not even back home where they're from, I'm talking about in England, I don't remember them really saying, oh yeah, I'm going to come and visit you 4 weeks from now. That was never a thing. They would be like, oh, I'm in the area. I was visiting one friend. I'm already in your borough. Are you home? I'm just going to pass through, with nothing but maybe 30 minutes to an hour's notice. And they would receive them with love and food and drink. These times, I don't know where the food and drink came from because I haven't seen it. But boy, all the fizzy drinks came out that day. And that person would be there for like 6 hours, boom, and they'll go. And they're the same people that if they're doing anything like a gathering, birthday, naming ceremony, baptism, all their people come out the woodwork, hundreds of them. And it's like, how do you actually maintain all these relationships? And I clock that the older generation, whether it's Gen X or whatever, they didn't put pressure on themselves to feel like they have to be busy. Because I don't know about you, yeah, but I swear some people are fake busy. Some people like to act like they're busier than they actually are because for them, it gives them the validation of feeling like they're not a bum. Dude, if I call you and I say what you're up to, it's okay for you to say I'm just chilling.
Don't forget to subscribe to Hey Sis UK so you never miss out on an episode.
I don't know what it is, but we have to get to a point in our friendship, yeah, that are we really friends if you can't admit to me that you're doing nothing right now? So if I call you, it's okay. It's actually okay for you to say I'm doing nothing. It's okay for you to say, listen, I'm just watching something on Netflix. I'm just chilling. If you still have to be fake busy with your supposed friends, are they really your friends? I don't know why. Just some people in their heads think that they're just being a bum and they need to have this type of image when it comes to their life. It's okay. Everybody gets downtime. What you choose to do with it is totally up to you, but everyone gets it, so acting up. But there's levels to friendships though, and it's okay. With this new year coming, we should be comfortable with categorizing people in our lives. If you're my friend, if you're my colleague, you're my acquaintance, we used to go to school together. That's a category as well, you know. Don't be afraid to put that label out there. We used to go to school together. I haven't seen them since graduation. We have to make that right before people start telling you, yeah, I saw your friend the other day. That's not my friend. We used to go to school together. Because there's levels to this. There's people that I'm fine with exchanging text messages over iMessage. There's people that I'm fine with you having my WhatsApp, because as for me, I count WhatsApp as a form of social media because that's very current profile pictures, WhatsApp status. You can see when I'm online and offline. There's a lot going on with WhatsApp. There's people that I'm fine with you having me on Instagram. I'm not sure we're at the TikTok level yet because there's a different version of me over there. I don't think we're ready for that just yet, okay? There's people that I don't mind knowing certain aspects of my life, but we have to break a few stages. You know your ultimate friend level when you can just FaceTime. You can video call that person without any warning because they're super comfortable with you, okay? I don't mind you seeing me in any setting. I don't mind you seeing my background, my house. I'm going through different rooms. I don't mind. But we have to get to a level. If we're not at that level yet, that's very intimate. I don't know how some of you lot run your households, but not everybody can just be video calling me and seeing my most intimate settings or the people that are in my life who are quite close to me. But I don't mind a text message. You can text message, you can voice message, whatever. And I gotta say though, shout out to the people on WhatsApp that woke up one day and said, you know what, I'm gonna do voice notes. Because the obligation with phone calls is that sometimes you feel like there's a limit. Not too short, not too long. You have to be in a certain setting. You both have to be free to have this conversation. But you see a voice note, there is no time limit. And that's why I love it. I used to feel guilty for sending long ones. No. If you're my friend, I will send you a 3-minute voice note and feel no way about it. Why? Because that's what friends are for. Okay. And vice versa. You can send me a voice note. The only thing that gets me though is if you send me a voice note under 10 seconds, you really could have just typed it. Because you don't know what I've done in order to hear the voice note at the time. I could be out and about. I've taken my headsets, connected to Bluetooth, listened to the voice note, and it's 5 seconds with you saying, oh, okay, great. You could have typed that. I could have seen it in my preview text on my phone. I could have seen that as a preview as I'm walking about and felt no type of way. But because you've now made me dig for this voice note that's under 10 seconds, I'll be honest with you, I know for a fact that any voice note under 10 seconds isn't worth me listening to. I said it. I don't care what anyone says. You tell me a time that you listened to a voice note on WhatsApp that was under 10 seconds that was worth listening to, and I will say I'm wrong. I will literally put my hands up and say, you know what? You never know. Because unless the words are help me, I've been kidnapped. Don't bother sending me a voice note. If your voice note is going to be under 10 seconds, write a text. Save me the trouble, please. But when you and your friend are on the same page, these type of things are like unwritten codes, unwritten rules. But there was a time that I was like, there was maybe only one person that could FaceTime me. Because really and truly, what are we FaceTiming for? But then I get it. FaceTime makes you feel like you're there without having to be there. Because let's be very honest, even when you live in London, you can go from southeast to southwest. It will take you an hour depending what day you're going, time in the day. It's a whole lot of different variables we have to think about when it comes to traveling in our beloved city that is London. And I use beloved very loosely. Sometimes it's fun to rag on where you live because it's like, home is home, innit? There's nothing I can do about it. But no, sometimes you just have to say it how it is. Unfortunately. And the travel's too much. I get, because I'm at a stage in my life here, that I get why people move out of London. There's a headache that you don't get anymore. I'm getting tempted though. I'm getting tempted to be someone that lives outside of London, but not too far. I'm not trying to go to the woods now, okay? I'm not trying to be remote like that. I'm talking, when I say outside of London, I'm talking like a young max. I don't want to be 1 hour outside of London. I still want a bit of that city life. I can't help it. You can take the girl out of the city. You can't take the city out the girl. But that's it, man. I mean, when it comes to the I don't know what's got in store for me. I am going to try my best to, what we were talking about earlier in the episode, is not to let people bring me out of my character, be more in control of that, especially when it comes to stuff where you have to write up and respond. I'm also going to allow myself the grace of walking away from certain conversations or saying I'll get back to you. I'm trying to discover more words that allow me to process the situation at that moment in time, because I feel like we get in settings and we rush ourselves to respond and react to things in that time. But we should be okay to say, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you. I'm going to mull over it and see how I feel. Or you know what? I'm going to sleep on it. I want to be comfortable with that kind of language that doesn't make me feel obliged to answering people, because I'm really not obliged to answer anybody on any kind of time limit. Because most of these things are based on when I want to do something or someone needs something from me. So, no, I'm not going to feel bad about saying no, but I'm also going to be okay with saying a maybe. Not everything is black and white. And then my sister's going to be doing black flips when it comes to that, but yeah, I can just imagine the backflip she's doing right now. But there are grey areas, and I'm going to learn this year to be comfortable with responses that aren't always so black and white. But yeah, guys, before you go, just a couple things. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this episode. You know where you can access Hey Sis UK. It's either on the YouTube channel, YezziYezzirOfficial, or you can get yourself down on Spotify and you can follow us so you never miss out on an episode. And in case you didn't know, if you find yourself running around one morning trying to get to work and you're on the tube and there's no signal, just before you hop on that train, go ahead and download the episode. Yes, download it, sink everything in that you need. Take it in. Hopefully you got some kind of thermal with you. It's cold out here in these streets. And enjoy yourselves. And I do wish you a happy new year. And if we're already in the new year, I hope that 2024 is going to be a banging year for you. So make sure you stay blessed. Bye.
Told her, baby, bring it one time. Yeah. Just sit down and relax. Girl, let me put it on you, no time for chit chat. Because she moved like a queen, and I like what I see, and I wanna get more of that.
I undress and he blows success. Lay down as you decompress. Come mine and forget the stress. Got the 9 to 5 cause he tryna change his life. He can't help it but to show his bad side. So he call me Jesse when he want that good ride. Follow my stride, you know you want a good time. Pick any card, I know it won't decline. He know how to please me, never tease me. Keep me in Givenchy, laced in Gucci. Quick, take the keys and drive to Chelsea. He is Galini, order linguine. He ordered the